Hi, today we will be talking about original BL, surrender BL, or sometimes referred to as Telex release, and Seaway bill. So, in order to make you understand better, below are the topics that we will cover today. First of all, we need to understand what is BL and why it is required. Then we will look at the three types of BL, and finally, we will look at which BL is ideal for the exporter or the importer. So first of all, let us understand what is BL. BL is short for Bill of Lading, and it is an important document in international logistics. So what is BL used for then? It is so that an importer can pick up cargo. So the exporter needs to give the importer the BL, and then the importer can collect the cargo. Let us quickly look at how an importer picks up a cargo. So first of all, the importer must obtain BL from the exporter. Secondly, the BL will be exchanged for DO. It is short for delivery order. And delivery order is issued by the importer's freight forwarder. With the delivery order, the importer can then pick up the cargo. So what are the three types of BL? The first type is original BL, the second type is surrender BL, and finally the seaway bill. For original BL, when the exporter load cargo into the vessel and the exporter freight forwarder acknowledge receipt of the cargo, then the exporter freight forwarder issue original BL. The original BL comes in a set of 3 copies. Original BL are forwarded to the exporter. The exporter then needs to courier the original BL to the importer. Next, let us look at surrender BL. So, after the exporter load cargo into the vessel and the exporter freight forwarder acknowledge receipt of the cargo, the exporter freight forwarder issue Telex release after all original BL are surrendered. Copy of the surrender BL is forwarded to the exporter. The exporter email the copy of the surrender BL to the importer. Finally, let us look at seaway bill. So first, after the exporter load cargo into the vessel, the exporter freight forwarder acknowledge receipt of the cargo. Then the exporter freight forwarder issue seaway bill. A copy of the seaway bill is forwarded to the exporter. Then the exporter email copy of the seaway bill to the importer. So now, let us look at which BL is ideal for the exporter. For original BL, the exporter needs to courier the original BL to the importer. Whereas for the surrender BL and seaway bill, the exporter just need to pay the freight forwarder to surrender the BL or to issue the seaway bill, then a copy of the BL will be forwarded to the importer via email. In terms of risk, for original BL and surrender BL, it is not risky for the exporter because the exporter can control the payment. So what does this mean? In the event that the importer did not pay the exporter, so the exporter will not forward the original BL or the surrender BL to the importer. So the importer cannot collect the cargo. However, for the seaway bill, it is risky. It is risky for the exporter because the exporter cannot control the payment. Because once a seaway bill is forwarded to the importer, it is easy for the importer to collect the cargo. So that is why we recommend seaway bill for an importer that has paid amount in full or has long business history and trust between the exporter and the importer. For surrender BL and seaway bill, it is so easy and it's fast and it's cheap options. And finally, which BL is ideal for the importer? For original BL, the importer needs original BL to pick up cargo. Without the original BL, the importer cannot pick up cargo. The original BL is forwarded by the exporter to the importer. In a very unlikely event, the courier service may be slow, delayed, or lost, and when this happens, it is difficult for the importer to pick up the cargo. For surrender BL and seaway bill, it is easy for the importer to pick up cargo because the importer just needs a copy of BL to pick up cargo, and a copy of BL is forwarded by the exporter to the importer via email. For original BL, it is ideal when the shipment takes a longer time to arrive at the port because the importer needs to receive the original BL first in order to pick up the cargo. Depending on the location, some courier service may take 5 to 7 days for it to arrive at the importer's destination. So therefore, it is ideal for the shipment that takes a longer time to arrive at the port. For surrender BL and seaway bill, it is ideal when the shipment takes a few days to arrive at the port because sometimes some shipment takes 3 to 4 days to arrive at the port, and with the copy of BL that was forwarded by the exporter to the importer via email, it is so easy for the importer to pick up cargo. By comparing these three types of BL, the easiest for an importer to pick up cargo is this seaway bill because the importer just need to prove that the importer is the owner of the shipment and the cargo can be picked up.